Hello and welcome to the second installment of L2TOP. Today we are going to talk about 3 different topics that have a huge impact on your laning phase, starting with power spikes. Each champion has its ups and downs. You will hear streamers talk a lot about getting power spikes after they either level up something, reach a certain level, or purchase a certain item. Basically, power spiking means that you gain a sudden boost of damage output that helps you with various things such as dueling, lane control, CSing, freezing and pressuring. I'll use Rumble as an example. We all know how strong that flame-spitting squirrel can be, but when does he start hurting? Rumble is one of the best examples for power spiking. His early damage output itself is already strong when people know how to balance the heat system to abuse his danger zone. Rumble has a lot of base damage in his skills. He is not as AP or reliant as other AP champions. His early magic penetration is what makes him a threat, which means buying sorcerer shoes and halting guys will make him stronger. This is what spiking means. By buying something that helps his kit, he gets a lot stronger than before. Knowing your champion and what he needs to get stronger is the alpha and omega in top. The difference between basic understanding of a champion and truly knowing him is what makes people into a joke or a threat. Next on the list is retaliation windows. Retaliating is one of the most important aspects of top lane. In the early stages of laning, every auto attack and spell counts. Burning enemy potions will add more pressure with time. Doing so, you can obtain lane control and start freezing, resulting to more experience and gold income that will put you ahead. To be able to retaliate properly, you will have to know your champion as well as the enemy. This is where the true game knowledge gives you an advantage on top. I'll use Jace as an example. Not as popular as he used to be in the Manamune days, but still a very good pick for top laners that like variety in their kit. Jace has one of the richest kits in game by switching stances. The lack of a true ultimate does not hurt him at all, since he gets so much out of 8 skills. Switching stances constantly causes a lot of retaliation windows for the opponent. Having a disengage and a movement speed buff makes him very slippery and hard to gank if there's no CC from the enemy jungler or top laner. Trading against a good Jace is difficult. He will switch stances accordingly and adapt to your playstyle, making it hard to outtrade. Assuming that you have picked Malphite, Jace is in hammer form and goes in with Q. He slows you and then eases you away. You try to damage him, but he just switches into cannon form, gains movement speed and walks out of your range. This means that his retaliation windows have closed, denying the enemy any possible way of damaging you, thus making the trade go in his favour. If Jace had remained in his hammer form, he would have been vulnerable since there would have been no way for him to escape your Q. Playing like this means burning through your enemy's pots, his sustain. This adds pressure and gives you lane control, ending up into zoning and killing your enemy. Keep in mind that this is only an example. To sum this up, if you want to trade properly in lane to gain an advantage, you have to know your own and the enemy's cooldowns. Just going in, damaging an opponent with all you got and hoping that he will fear you or die will not work. And last but not least, one of the most important things that should never be overlooked, warding in top lane. Warding in League is as important as farming well, if not even more important. The better you ward on top, the more aggressive you can be. Having proper vision takes pressure off you, which in result can turn into a better laning phase. Avoiding a gank because you see the enemy jungler has more than 300 gold to it. By spotting the enemy jungler, you can have your own jungler to either prepare a counter gank, or even better, prepare and take dragon. If you end up being ahead, you can buy a pink ward to secure an area from top. This will cause the enemy to have to live with constant fear of jungle ganks, because you keep his map blank. On your first back, if you have enough gold for a ward, it would be a good investment to swap your ward trinket for a sweeper lens to deny the enemy vision and allow your jungler to gank and apply pressure with ease. Getting the new Scuttle Crab will secure the Baron Pit, not to underestimate. Here are some good spots for warding. Green represents the side wards, and red the pink wards. Zone 1, the early laning phase. This is where you should ward to cover yourself and make your laning phase as safe as possible. Zone 2. After the early game is over, this is where you should ward to start taking over the enemy jungler, assuming you have won your lane and gained control over the top side of the map. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the second installment of L2TOP. We try to improve on a daily basis. Let us know if there's anything we can do to make your experience even better. If you'd like to help us out, dropping us a like would mean the world to us. This has been Dafty, telling you what's on Samurai Cass's mind, and I wish you a whimsical rest of the day. See you next time.